Imagine we lived up in rich old groove canopies in little tree houses like this, like elves, with moonstone lighting up this place, common kitchen, canopies to hang from. It would be a place for elves and athletic people. I'm reading The Secret Life of Trees by Colin Tudge, and in it he says, arboreal life depends on dexterity and hand-eye coordination, and the rest of it, that he says is very interesting about animal life and the secret life of trees. Today I want to talk to you about a dream I just had this afternoon. When I woke up from the dream, I heard some French words, so I had to look it up, and it translated to the land of illusions. And then I looked at a map that I've been trying to make, and I've been trying to make a realistic map to begin my journey, my itinerary, but I was led to think about the songland of dreams. And then I was shown that I was making moonstone amulets as lamps to light the ley lines on the way to this songland of dreams.
Good afternoon. I am exhausted. What do I do when I'm so exhausted? What's my remedy? I normally would have, in this situation, I would have a nice, long, hot shower. I would do a bit of, self-care, rest, have hot tea. We have electricity at the moment, so I managed to make some hot tea. But the reason why I'm extra exhausted is because, like I said, the food situation here is, it's not getting better. We don't have a kitchen. I'm repeating myself. But you know what's funny is that I had a chat with a friend of mine. You know what? My PCOS is just going bonkers. My hormones are going bonkers. But I think that my moon cycle has regulated. It was for 3-4 months rapidly, like my body was like getting rid of the blood twice in a month. So I have opened up the Moon Goddess retreat because I'm already doing that. When I open the space, I'm already enwrapped. I'm already taken by the energy. So I felt called to opening this retreat for people who are aligned, like someone who might be traveling through Hunza can come and join me for a one-night healing retreat out in the mountains, camping and connecting with the moon and the water. And this is something that is been like there's some special elements to this that I've been taught and I've been gifted. So I'm never able to do these things unless I have the assignment. But if you're not able to join, and if you follow this channel, then you might actually be able to receive some of the energetic transmission. So there's been a fine line. It's been such a conflicted portal to come into, the conflict being outside of it, to come into this space of healing. But the conflict is still outside. It's like hot and cold. It's inside. We are trying to be tempered. So I'm gonna start doing a little bit of self-care while I'm sitting here. Normally, you know, vloggers would do this makeup vlog, but me, I'm a healer, so I share this space with you guys, so hang on. So what I feel like doing right now is, what I'm feeling for is remedy and just self-care, because the environment is really draining. It's really draining, and I'm so tired. I've just started like talking about the fact that I'm actively seeking overlanders especially because I don't know a lot about cars in general, but I'm a history enthusiast. I did read history in university, and I've basically been keeping a nature journal all my life. So the vintage Land Rover was my dream when I saw it, and I had a little bit of inheritance money. I bought it. I'm going to repeat saying this every time I can get the chance to, because when I bought because some people here got in the way of my journey, and at first I thought that, oh my gosh, you know, it can't be that. I was just amazed that people can, you know, rip out somebody's camper, because the first thing I did when I bought it, I had a lot of money, enough money that I could have built a few overlanders. I could have built at least 2. With all the solar panels, with everything on it, I could have afforded my whole journey. But I was stupid. I was naive. I didn't know that there were these people that I trusted were actually manipulative, deceptive. The deception was so deep, and it's not that my intuition wasn't active at the time, because I was receiving, you know, an intuitive message like, leave these people alone, you're better off on your own, they're really useless. Useless was what Spirit was saying. And I couldn't understand exactly what to make of that. Useless, like just how useless. So I didn't know that when Spirit says very subtly useless, it means a black hole that's going to drain you of your power, of your money, of your time. So I've been basically stranded here, and it's hard enough to find remote work. If I wanted, I can do quite a lot of work remotely if I wanted, but I can't. I have to raise funds on my Patreon, because that will be my favorite way. If there is such a thing, and I believe there is such a thing as manifestation, like if you are focused and you direct your sacred fire towards that one goal, then somehow, some way, the universe prepares the path for you. So I built my Land Rover camper, and some people just ripped it out. And now I'm not gonna go chasing after them because they're a bunch of losers. I understand they're even still in denial that was wrong. And what about the rest of my money? A lot of my money. All my inheritance, basically. So this is as much as I'm gonna say. So I basically like cut myself off of those people, but there are some people that I cannot cut off, so I really need to regroup. I really need to move on. I know that there are people like me out there in the world who are going on world tours, and they might be looking for community, and they are also just, I am also just as shy as they can be, like very, cautious of like not trusting the wrong people. But with experience, then you know how to read energy. That's what alignment is all about, because there's a lot of phonies out there. But I kid you not, like, I'm not joking. The level of deception that I have experienced is, one day I will start telling my story, but fast. I need to leave this place. And up until some point recently, I was afraid to even say this much, because then they're gonna, create even more restrictions and conflict and chaos. But now I have started kind of pushing that, pushing my boundaries, taking up my space, which I do need as a 41-year-old person who loves nature, and I love to travel. I just realized that I love the freedom of traveling. I'm not interested in buying land. I don't need that, but if I do, if Gaia blesses me a place on her territory, in her sacred territory, she will show me the ley lines to my land. And I know that there is such a place, possibly close to a water and a forest, and so I can work with plant medicine and food of the forest. So like a holistic balance between cultivated food and, I'm all about the food and recipes. And what's really exhausting me right now is that I've been trying to do ecology. I've been trying to recycle everything. And when a few years pass and you still end up with a pile of materials because the community refuses to evolve, then you start asking questions with regards to their mental health. Uh, but I don't want to be judgmental. I don't want to be critical of other people's conditions. If I've tried and it hasn't helped, I know that there's a little bit of change, and I also have learned how some people behave. Like, they'll tell you first off, we don't do because our grandparents have done it this way for so many years. So I'm like, right, and your grandparents who are in their graves are doing the recycling for your consumption right now. And I don't know where these bumblebees are coming in from. It's actually just one fellow. I don't know where it even got in. But there's probably sweet stuff in this room, so it's looking for sweet stuff. Okay. So I don't need to pull cards because I'm having such incredible dreams, and I'm just ready to take flight with my Land Rover. I'm not afraid anymore of everything and everyone that has tried to make me believe that I was never going to be able to leave this place. What I just need is someone to come to Hunza, someone who specializes in Land Rovers, to help me fix it. Maybe it will take a week. I don't know how long it takes, but the car is driving just fine. But for a long journey all the way across Europe. I'm not gonna give the exact itinerary because that will be, I'll leave that as a surprise for the YouTube audience. So the thing is, like, I'm so frustrated that it still hasn't happened. I'm still here. I'm still trying to talk to people. We have this term in this culture, char diwali, which means like four walls. Somebody who belongs to four walls, like a caged bird. And people, I think, try to make me that caged bird, but they didn't know that I'm not, that they got the wrong number, basically. I mean, I feel weak because I'm exhausted, but I have the strength that even I surprise myself with. But now I know I can do hard things because these people are mountain people. They grew up here. But when I really need to get shit done, I get on the bicycle and I go uphill, and I go and I give physical training or yoga training on an empty stomach, and the energy comes from nowhere. I don't know where it comes from. And sometimes I don't even get paid on time or at all. Like, there's deception everywhere. But these things happen in business all the time, so it's not the first time. Anyhow, I just know that I'm feeling so called to just hit the road because I know that my tribe and my supporters are the world. Like, they are all over the world, and I created Patreon to be that vessel to tell the stories and to inspire people. But I am giving a lot more in the beginning to my early subscribers because I just feel that I want to be generous like I always have been. So for example, I have all my soap making tools and equipment, and if someone was to subscribe, then they're going to be receiving their gifts of the year, which I mentioned in my last vlog, and also on my Patreon, what they're going to be receiving in a year. They're also going to be receiving the ethnobotanical journals, handbound. Everything is handbound. Everything is exquisitely handbound. But with the retreats, when people do start to join me, like physically, then everything that I'm able to offer now is going to increase because I just know because I've been in this energy and sometimes not exactly in it. I've been able to find alone time, and that's when everything comes online. So, so it's like my life has prepared me to pretty much make everything a person needs to make what some people would call a luxurious life. But for me, it's not luxury. For me, that's the basic standard of, having joy, having deep contact, deep connection with Gaia, because Gaia is giving this to us so we are blessed when she opens up in this way to us. And she has not given us her full blessing, but she's given us just like little droplets. So those who resonate are going to be like our Land Rover vintage car restorers. I just feel like I should just I wanted to make a wishing log. Wishing. I wanted to make a wishing vlog to just basically wish with the world. Make my wish with the collective. The wish is quite simple. I do need to raise a little bit of funds to move out from here and to arrive at some point at a land which calls us to settle a little bit. But the journey is everything. The journey is about uplifting ourselves and just being uprooted on some level, uprooting the old cycle and just letting it go back to where it came from. And my ex used to say that there is a special place in hell for the likes of some people. So yeah, that's exactly what I'm referring to. I'm not being negative at all, but yeah, I'm just really annoyed, and I mean I'm a little bit exhausted. I want to like open up the windows, I want to jump in a lake, I want to do my moon ceremonies with the other moon goddess priestesses, and I need the forest gatekeepers to surround us. So when I vlog this, when I say this prayer out loud, I'm actually writing it with an invisible gold ink into the records. Yeah, so I know that I should be journaling these things, because at this point the journal is taking shape with the wishes in the beginning. In the beginning, I thought it was going to be serious ecology, working with ecologists, doing conservation and wildlife protection, but I did not realize at the time that I was splitting the spirituality, the soul of the project, from it. And it was like I was just kind of like, it's there, but I'm not giving it life. It's not coming to life. So now I've just it's gone, and it's the most important part of this journey has begun with this truth. So let me go grab the journal. So up until recently, it was all about the journal and trying to move slowly, blah blah blah. We are readers, so we do want this channel to be about creating the space to read. I did say in my last recording that I was going to look for words, and the words I found quite useful. Arboreal life requires dexterity and hand-eye coordination. Call in touch from The Secret Life of Trees. And here I started this last night, so it was really dark. Just gonna grab my I need a carpenter on my team. I think my soulmate is a bit of a carpenter. Okay. / mechanic / archaeology lover slash spiritual. He's a starseed like me. So I put here two symbols of a candle, and I made another one, a lamp, a lantern, which is basically just some of the first things I would need for my journey, because it gets really dark and I would need my camper to be well lit. And you know, not even well as in well lit, as in for it to have yellow light basically, or just good lighting, fairy lights as well, just good lighting for the camera. So whenever I sit here, sit with my journal open in the camper and out in the Bohemian tents. So on this page, I'm just adding all these wishes. This is my dream, my camper. So this is just a rough-ish sketch of the Land Rover. And my spirit guides. A blackbird got into the house, inside the house today. I think that like spirit has been really sending me a lot of like birds and animals to let me know that I don't have to worry about the fact that my tribe is not coming. I feel like they are, which is why in a way I just feel like vlogging, because you know, I'm thinking, what would I do if my journey had already begun? Because my journey has already begun. By the way, I have a lot of videos of what I was doing when I did have the camper. I have videos of the time when my Land Rover had I went on a lot of retreats up in the mountains here in Hunza, just a bit outside the valley into the more rough terrains, and they're on an external hard drive, so I need to get a new laptop. I need to just basically be away from these people. I need to have a working electricity. I need to have working internet. I want to travel with someone who films. So maybe it's a little team of like 2 people or 3 people. I just feel like there is 2 women and 2 or 3 guys. So it's like they have their own Land Rover and they're traveling to this part of the world. They're already planning that, and they might be able to help me. Like there have been a few people taking this trip, taking this route. But there has been a little bit of political conflict. You know why? In Iran and Afghanistan, as always. But the funny thing is that when it comes to me, there's always conflict. There's always, in Pakistan, there's always something or the other happening. But when I want to travel, I tell the spirit, no, open the path for me. And the path opens up. On the day, if it's raining, like some years ago, I had to travel, I had to take a flight, and we had a cyclone. We had this heavy rain and floods. And I had to go to the market to do last minute shopping to fly to London. And the water was like up to, it was drowning the cars. It was up to people's, shoulders, and it was just flooded completely. The streets were impossible to go on. And I just got in my car and I drove, and the route that we took was clear just on that day. Like it was so crazy. It was like just going round, and we weren't even sure which route we were gonna take to get to the mall. And that's how it happens. And also, by the way, when I was driving from Lahore, 20 hours from Lahore to Hunza, there was some kind of conflict, like people, blowing up mosques because and Americans because and the American embassy, and there was this whole conflict, and the streets, the whole motorway was apparently blocked, and we had to drive with our baby, and everybody was saying, you're crazy, you have to fly, you're going with a baby. And I was like, no, I hate flying. It's not actually, I don't hate flying, I just I really prefer going in my chariot. I just love it. There isn't any other way I like to drive. I like to travel. So I tell Spirit, open the path, and I was like, no, I just know that the path is gonna be open. And only on that day we were traveling, we just packed up, loaded the car, and we set route, and the car's brakes broke down. So we picked up a driver from Islamabad, and we just drove the car all the way back without brakes. Is that even possible? Yeah, we did that. So this is the kind of this car has been a miracle for me on several journeys. It has been giving way, but somehow we managed. Somehow we made it. So that's why I just know that, like, people who resonate with this kind of thing, anyone who doesn't, anyone who's gonna be like, too sort of in the 3D reality, they're gonna say, oh no, this is crazy, this shit never happens. But it does. It has happened with me. So yeah, that's a wishing page coming together. Maybe when I do have more time, I'm going to paint this or add more elements to it. But right now, what I really want to add to this is some people. I wanna just add here, like there's a little team. So let's do that. I've been making a lot of roses lately, so I don't know why. I'm just going to make some silhouettes with some paint. Oh, remember not to mix tea with paint water. I think I'm gonna change my paint water. Okay, so let's get back to this. What did I want to do here? Take a sip of tea. And just let my hands dry a tiny bit because we don't want to. But everything has been wet and wild here. I want to write here something. I want to make some silhouettes of a little team. Let's begin with some green t-shirts. That's me in my little fairy outfit. That's the mechanic. Kind of like fairies. That's the moon goddesses. And the filmmaker. Gonna let this dry a little. of course Lily as well. Gonna just let this dry a little. And this team is going to join my Patreon. Like, they'll be part of the team because I created it so that people can join me, and whatever we earn on the Patreon Ecology Studio, we share. So that's the whole point of the Ecology Studio. I feel like God is going to help us fire up the dream, and He's gonna give us what we need and more. I just know it. I don't have any doubts about it, but I also know that when I pray for these things, I also have to wait for alignment, but also I have to put in a little bit of work. And now I'll just let this dry before I add hair. I think I'm loving this little tiny painting. I feel like this is a tiny gallery. This definitely feels like little paintings I can put in my Florilia Etsy shop, but before I do that, I'm gonna start putting these on my Patreon shop. So yeah, there's that, and also we want to make a camera. So we're gonna make the camera. We're gonna add the camera. I would love to work in sponsorship with Canon, because I've only ever used a Canon and I've always found Canon to be a really good camera. So I'm gonna paint this. And we also want to add a touch of black in the center. Just to give it a little contour. So we have our camera. And the team. We're gonna give everybody red hair, even though that's completely imaginary. Just so we look like a family. Now we let some of this dry a little. And this one, I've been wanting to do something with this. Yeah, I do want to. So I don't know if I clicked record the last time or if it just kind of shut off on its own, but I've added a couple elements now. I'm not thinking so much about the vlog right now, but yeah, because it feels like my job is shifting. Like, my job is to just gather the team and move on to the next stage, because I've created that stage, I've created the whole journey, and now it's just time for healing. That's my job. So I do real work, like I don't live on the internet. But it is important because I have to move with the tribe that is supporting us from all over the world. Therefore, the internet is important for us. It just needs to dry a couple minutes more. This is all dried up already, so we can turn the page for a minute. This moon, I don't want to lose this moon because I want to attach it. I think I'll attach it just there. Uh-oh. I have a little tweezers to do this and not mess up my nails, but we'll just I don't believe it. I was looking for my measuring tape everywhere and I had it in my needle box the whole time. You know, I'm exhausted because I've been living around people that, isn't this cute? I've been living around people that have been making it really hard for me to keep my camp clean. Let's see if we have any fun messages in the meantime. I need to charge my phone. Let's see if there's any headlines. Relocation, relocation, relocation. I hope so. I really, really hope so. What else? Let's see. This. It's waiting. It's just waiting to take life. I don't want this to be to be so long. Basically, I need to make a little shelf to, like, little props, a couple props, and I need to box it first to see where the shelf will come in. So first the room, first the stage, and then the sofa. This sofa comes in the middle here with the window for this room, and then there's other scenes. There's a forest scene for which I'll take all this props out, and I want to make trees like a diorama. So then when I film it from the front, I'm gonna make it like a bit like Disney, classic Disney cartoons. This idea I've had from, I actually learned how to draw from Disney classics. And then I have this scene here in the back, which is just a really ethereal scene that I just made like a rough scene. There's one more in the very back, so yeah. Little props. I do want to make trees, but I want to make them with some pieces of wood branches, maybe some tiny pieces of like juniper. I'm not sure what I'm gonna make them with. It is super hot. I just woke up from a strange dream, and anyhow, I want to show you something. A blackbird came into the house earlier this morning, and then I woke up and it was sitting just outside the window, like it really, really wants my attention. So here is a map that I can basically fold up like so. And yeah, you can't see in this light the little bit of map that let's make a map. These are some embroidered butterflies that I will be using to attach to. I could actually start shifting them onto different pages now. Maybe onto my clothes, but maybe not this one. This one I feel like putting onto a journal. I like the idea of having things to sort of take off and then put back on.
So I know this has been a long and boring vlog, so I apologize because I would like to improve my videos with better camera angles, better lighting and all that. But this is how long it usually takes for me to really sort of keep journaling, and then at some point, like at this point, an inspiration comes through. So as I was making this, I imagined what it would be like to have a little lantern in a tree house that was a place to sleep. So I thought I'm gonna make this and then I'll try and add a prompt into AI GPT and see if it can come up with something. It didn't exactly come up with the perfect image yet, but I'll show you what the image looks like anyway at the end of this. Just gonna round off the edges of this and add it to this page, and yeah, I'll show you what the image looks like if we were to live in a fairy tree forest.
Let's take a moment to share the love and open our hearts to anyone who is facing a hard time, to anyone who may need support, to anyone who feels lost. This beautiful mantra is based on the recognition of the underlying unity that connects us all as divine.